Bro, I ain't gonna lie. My first spring was kind of where, like, I would say my confidence finally settled in college football. You starting the season, you got to gain that confidence. Obviously, you got to play, you got to gain the confidence. You still young, not playing as much. But then, like you said, like you get in the spring, now you getting more reps. You know what I'm saying? Now you out there, you got a chance to be more creative. You got to get a chance to try things. So, bro, I just remember me like, bro, I remember me balling. I ain't gonna lie. That's when I remember my confidence literally like settled in. I'm just like, man, I'm gonna go out here. I ain't gotta think too much. I know the offense now. You know what I'm saying? Like I can just go out there and ball.
Touchdown, Kentucky! Badet's got great speed. Open sesame! Another tremendous play by Johnson.
Juice is the swagger that you have to carry all the time.
Welcome back to the
Yo. I got the old. We got, you know what I'm saying? Hey, but hey, he had this hoodie on in a work video.
Word.
Bro, matter of fact, this is a perfect time while I'm wearing this hoodie, bro. This is funny. I know we just hot on the pot, but I gotta point this out because it's funny because it's spring break. You know what I'm saying? It's spring break, but it's funny that bro, I had to go back in time. Like, bro, the last time I celebrated spring break was 2016 when I was 22 years old. I'm hearing all these 30-year-olds, you know what I'm saying, celebrating spring break. Bro, the last time I celebrated spring break when I was 22 years old, me and Ice went to Cali. No, you remember that? Remember me and Ice went to Cali?
Yep, y'all brought me a shirt too.
Bought you a shirt, and this was one of the things I bought at the OVO store. So I had this hoodie since 2016, and I'm just not bringing it out, fam.
Bro, why didn't I go?
I don't even know, fam. I just remember this funny because this is how Blake actually met his wife. That's how he met Michelle. Okay. But I think like Michelle was part of the agency and was trying to they were trying to give a pitch to Ice or whatnot. And then Ice just hit me. He like, bro, I ain't trying to go by myself, bro. You can come with me. And I like bet. And then that's how, bro. I was literally there when he met his wife, which is crazy, bro.
Look at that. Sold.
Look at that.
That boy sold.
Sold, man. But yeah, my bad. I know we just hot on the. We ain't even introduced ourselves, but y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know us. Y'all know us.
They know nothing changed, Dirt. They know. Hey, 4K, Jeff.
4K Juice.
Hey, yeah, we in the building.
Them boys back, man. Clearer than ever.
About too clear. I got this little fly keep going in front of it. It's bothering me.
Man.
Hey,
good to be back, man. Good to be back.
Flaws and all. Yes, sir. Flaws and all, man.
Flaws and all.
We here. How you feeling, bro? How you feeling, bro?
Bro, I'm feeling good, man. Florida. I don't know what's going on. It's about to be April, and we in the 40s. Like, what? I don't remember the last time that ever happened. Like, how we in the 40s and we pushing April?
It don't make sense. And what really don't make sense is you said it's 40, and about to be April, and spring break.
Right.
Kids still going to the beach. 40 degrees.
Hey, they wild. I've seen a video of them. I've seen a video of Daytona, bro. These kids wilding. Boy, shooting on the beach.
Oh, wow.
Bro, I saw a video about, bro, it had to be at least about 1,000 people, dog. I'm talking about it was so many. They just walking. They seen her, pow. They all just went to scatter. I say, man, y'all wilding.
Wow, that's wild.
I don't even know a spring break, boy. It's been so long.
Sure enough, yeah. I'm trying to stay away from wherever everybody going.
Facts. I'm talking about, and that's airports included. I ain't traveling nowhere. Flights getting canceled. All the traveling going on. I'm like, the month of March, I go missing.
So yeah, hibernation.
Bro, month of March, it get hectic. It get hectic, man. Yeah. But no, all in all, I'm solid, bro. Brother.
Good to hear, bro.
So with the Cats, I seen they started spring practice, man. Spring is here. Spring is finally here, bro. So, bro, I want to know if you can tap back into like your first spring at Kentucky, you know what I'm saying, and what that meant for you, and kind of how like what was your approach with spring football? As a football player, like what should your approach be, or what was your approach was like during those times?
Great question, bro. Great question. So obviously we know spring, in the football world, spring comes after fall. So after the fall season, being that young Juice, freshman year Juice, I came in, had spurts plays, glimpses. I wasn't starting every single game, and I wasn't taking every single snap. So that did something to me. You know, I wanted to be out there, and obviously, we had to earn our stripes. So of course, major respect to all the guys that was in front of me, and even the coaches. But I wasn't having that. I wasn't okay with just making a few plays here and there. I knew by the time the next season came up that Juice was on that thing full time. If any receivers was out there, Juice was gonna be out there. So this was so going back then, this was a time where the grind really, it really picked up. And not saying that it ever slowed down, but the spring season was a time in which I could be a little more, let's say here, I would just throw out the word creative. With trying different things, say the releases that after the season that we've been working on now, let's try it. It's springtime is the time to try it. So, trying out different things here. Again, still really just trying to, back then, just kind of solidify who Juice was. And you know what I mean? And also not just who I was, but, really just continuing to better my game. So I felt that, springtime, I felt like it was it definitely was a lot slower pace. It wasn't as much pressure, I would say, during that season. So a great time to work. It's definitely a great time to work. And I enjoyed, that was the indoor too. So we spent a lot of time in the indoor.
Yeah.
So it was good. It was good. It was good. It was much different from a high school spring. So that
Facts.
was
Facts.
spring. So looking into that, I kick it back your way. How from your first spring? How did you attack it? And kind of memories from your first spring practice from Freedom High School spring practice. And give me
Yeah.
some differences there.
Bro, so it's crazy, man. I only remember 2 springs at Kentucky. Obviously, my first one and then my last one. So my first one, bro, kind of what you saying, man. Coming in, not playing as a freshman, but not as much as you wanted to. And then, bro, I'm sitting here thinking, I'm just like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I was the type of player that like, the more I did something, the more I got better at it. So I just remember, my first spring, that's coming off my first season. So, I'm already got like, practicing and knowing the guys and all that stuff. And then, you got winter workouts, we like, we'll run routes and stuff. And then, then you doing football again. So, bro, I ain't gonna lie, my first spring was kind of where like I would say my confidence finally settled in college football. You starting the season, you got to gain that confidence. Obviously, you got to play, you got to gain the confidence. You still young, not playing as much. But then, like you said, like you get in the spring, now you getting more reps. You know what I'm saying? Now you out there, you got a chance to be more creative. You got to get a chance to try things. So, bro, I just remember me like, bro, I remember me balling. I ain't gonna lie. That's when I remember my confidence literally like settled in. I'm just like, man, I'm finna go out here. I ain't got to think too much. I know the offense now. You know what I'm saying? Like I can just go out there and ball.
Yeah.
But 3 days before the spring game, that's when I broke my leg. That's when I suffered my first major injury in my playing career, where I broke my right fibula. 3 days before the spring game, I'm talking about, bro, I'm balling, and then I broke my leg. And then what ended up happening. I ended up missing your freshman year, bro. That injury was supposed to be 8 to 12 weeks, but then it turned into 52. It turned into a whole year.
Crazy.
So yeah, so that's what I remember. That was like my first hard time dealing with. But like I said, I just remember my first spring is when like that confidence started to settle in. Like when I was just like, okay, bet, like I'm here now, like I'm here. And then the last spring game was when our last spring is when I remember balling out. I ain't gonna. I remember I had like 2 TDs.
Snap.
Yeah, I remember I had like 2 TDs. I had an 85-yard touchdown. I remember that, but I don't know. It was just, I don't know, but it's just funny. Like, we could talk about it. It was just kind of funny to where, like, that spring, it's funny, bro. That spring kind of gave us, like, an idea kind of how that season was going to go. Like, with us, but we just wanted so much more for ourselves, bro. Like, that's always the type of players we been, like, because we just knew that, like, leading up to stuff, leading up to like different things, like leading up to spring, leading up to the season, we know just how much work we put in. Like we just know how much hours was put in. So we just wanted so much for ourselves, bro. Like we wanted so much for ourselves. So it was kind of like, I don't know, cause like the way the spring game was going, 'cause I know you remember that the way the spring game was going, we really wasn't touching the ball like that. I remember us being mad. And I just remember like, I just know like when I get mad, I don't know, I just want to turn up. So that 85-yard touchdown really was just a screen pass. So it wasn't like I ran a post route. It wasn't like I ran a dead on a tickle. I just caught a screen. I just was so, I'm like, bro, I'm finna score this touchdown. I'm finna score. Like, you get what I'm saying, bro? Well, like I'm hot, so I'm like, man, I'm finna slide. So yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. With these young men that's in spring now, like this is the perfect opportunity to try things out. You seeing the same player every single day anyway, so you gonna have to come
Yeah. Oh
talk to
yeah.
me.
Go ahead. There you go. You going at it? Go ahead. Go
You
ahead.
know what I'm saying, bro? Like you
Yeah.
going against you going against your teammates, like you feel me? So you gotta like you every day you gotta come up with something like creative. Like you gotta come, you know what I'm saying? You just gotta come with something different. So and then also too, bro, like this being the first spring with like the new coaching staff versus when I came in with a new coaching staff, I went straight into the season.
Right.
With these boys coming in early, so they get a chance to do spring before they do the season. That's the difference between, you know what I'm saying, with us coming in. They were like, when I came in, I had to play and go into the season rather than like versus me coming in, getting a spring football, learning the plays, summer, your camp, and then going into the season. That's the difference. So like with these boys, I think it's the perfect chance for a head start. Like it's a perfect chance for them to get a head start into the season where like you tapping in and trying to learn to play as much as possible for receivers. Don't just try to learn your position. Try to learn everybody's position. You know what I'm saying? So you can kind of know like, oh, this is the reason why I'm running this route. This is the reason why I got to run it at 15 yards. This is the reason why I got to run it at 12 yards. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of getting the gist of like what Coach Stein is looking for them to do
Yep.
versus them having to learn that throughout the season. They can do that throughout spring camp.
That's good. Yeah.
You wouldn't bring a folding chair into the trenches in the SEC. That's not protection, that's decoration. In Kentucky, we know the difference between showing up and being ready. Whether it's under the lights on Saturday or inside a rup when the game's on the line. There's a reason why you don't trust lightweight gear in a heavyweight moment. That's like letting the other team keep score. Technically possible, probably not in your favor. When you're injured because of someone else's negligence, the stakes are real. Medical bills stack up. Work gets missed. Stress builds fast. Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm, and they've been fighting for the people for over 35 years. With more than $30 billion recovered for clients and over 1,000 lawyers across 100 offices nationwide. They have the size and experience to go toe-to-toe when it matters most. Hiring Morgan & Morgan is like bringing a full roster into the SEC, built for the big moments. If you are ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless they win. For more information, go to forthepeople.com. Not all law firms are the same. This is a paid advertisement.
Yeah, I'm glad you pointed. I'm glad you pointed that out right there because yeah, that's a totally different transition from what we experienced.
Right.
It was like plug and play.
Yep.
Like plug and play, but like you said, yeah, they get that extra time bonding with the teammates and even more so, you know, like you said, building their confidence.
Yes.
They get a whole X amount of months to begin building that confidence. So I think that is
Facts, bro. Facts.
That's huge. You made me think actually spring, that's when I went from 19 to 9. Cause
Marco graduated. Well, so this was going in. Oh, yeah, this was after your freshman year. Okay, okay, yeah. Facts. Now my boy, my boy came up to that. My boy came up to that Nuevo. That when that Hugo Nuevo popped up.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was good. No, great points, and even like you said too, that last one, we're going against the same guys every day, so. Boy, you got to do something new. Or Ice just gonna be sitting on out Ice waiting on the dig. Hey, he know the post coming right there. He know that dig coming. He know I'm finna run the dig.
I just sitting there.
Yeah.
I was like, man, y'all looking at our plays, man. The defensive coach is giving y'all our plays. Y'all know what plays we finna call. Man, I remember that, man. Spring football was fun. You know what I'm saying? Just anything just football related, bro. At that time, just being able to just compete, bro. Like I think that was just the exciting part. Like just being able to get away from winter workouts, having to wake up early in the morning, do oxidative squats. Remember them oxidative squats? Oh Lord, but them oxidative squats, Lordy, Lordy.
Man, that changed the whole day.
But don't let nobody drop a dumbbell code. Oh man, start it over. Start the time
Ooh,
over.
start over. Ooh,
Ooh. So yeah, bro. So being able to get away from winter workouts and do football related stuff, run routes, compete with DB, talk trash, like that's you know what I'm saying. That's the fun part. That's the fun part of football. And I'm just glad that you know what I'm saying with the new coaches that I know they putting the time in, man. And then like I said, I know the rules are different too, cause you know with us, bro, we wasn't able to be around our coaches as much. So like you said, bro, we was kind of had to hit the ground running because coming in, we didn't get a chance to kind of like tap in with our coaches to really learn
right.
the playbook. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of shown to us like in camp. You know what I'm saying? And then we had to learn on the fly. Versus now, these boys got time to. You know what I'm saying? Sit in the meeting room with their coaching staff, really learn the playbook inside and out. You know what I'm saying? Just give them a head start. So, like I said, right now, just the fun part of this process that we're going through. You know what I'm saying? We got through the first part. Now we into you know what I'm saying, the nitty gritty of like, all right, now we shaping our team and kind of Coach Stein is out there shaping the team how he wanted to be like and stuff like that. That Fly ain't playing it, but hey, Fly getting a cameo on the Juice Boyz, but the Fly want a cameo.
Bring it back, man. Bring it back.
I
Bring it
haven't
back.
want a cameo.
Just wait.
Zootopia. All rolling, man. But nah, bro, it's some exciting time, dog. I've been seeing the highlights, man. I seen that boy Brock done blur something, man. I seen Brock done had some. Shout out to my boy Brock.
Brock, man.
Seen that
Shout
boy
out.
Kenny out there throwing dimes, man. It looks good, but like I said, y'all, but let's just start stacking them, man. Let's just start stacking them. You made a play today,
That's it.
dream about you making a play tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Just keep, just know that this a non-stop thing. This something that's gonna keep going. So just be excited and be excited.
That's very good. No, that's very good.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Very good. Um,
So
yeah.
so now we go from spring football of being a college student to UK just hosted a pro day. So now you know what I'm saying? The young man turning into grown man from
Yep.
boys to men.
Transition.
So that transition, you know what I'm saying? That transition is something that's like, you know, once in a lifetime thing, you know, something that we know that we only gonna get to do one time. You ain't gonna do a couple of pro days, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be able to get a chance to do one, bro. So um again, take us back, bro. How was you feeling during pro day when you was training? Did you reach all the numbers that you wanted to reach? Like, kind of take us back how that day went for you. 'Cause I remember being locked in.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, man. That pro day, man. It was like, I don't know, like, you know, when they say like going to a candy store, like the first time you go to
Mm,
a candy store, or like ice cream, just something. That day was like I was on the cloud. You know, it felt like everything that I had been, you know, hoping and wishing and praying for all my life. I was like, man, it's here. You know, it's here. Like the day is here. Today is here to, you know, to go out here and showcase what I can do for, you know, my what I can do to chase, you know, continue chasing my dream. Um, it's right in front of my eyes. And like you said, you know, going back to say we said winter workouts, you know, from the fall season to winter workouts. We know that during that time, pro day training, combine training, during that,
mm,
it's so
facts,
repetitive. It's so
facts.
repetitive, the things that we're doing. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the change the pace of it. And I enjoyed, you know, really, really focusing, not in a selfish way, but really, really focusing on me, you know what I mean? And really developing myself to be like the best me physically, you know, at the time physically, you know, to prepare for that moment. So I loved, man, my you know, eating habits, sleeping habits, man, I was on
Yeah,
point.
facts.
I was on point. Um, and it was, you know, it was great. You know, it was great. You know, just being locked in for like that long. You know what I mean? For really for one day. You know, really for one
One
day.
day, couple of hours.
Yeah, for a couple hours.
Yeah,
But I was ready. Man, I remember I still got videos on my phone, like little
yeah,
points with me and my
yeah,
mom, and just, you know, just smiling, coming from out the bench press to whatever it was. Man, it felt so good, and it was, you know, it's such a great moment for her. My pops was there; he had flew out So even
Wow.
just going back, looking at them videos, listening to them, in the background when they recording it, man, it was great. It was a dream come true. The numbers, man, the numbers I did better than I had been doing during my entire,
Oh, that's good, bro.
during my entire testing period.
That's good.
I went out there, and I felt good about it. Because I knew what set me off, bro. What set me off was that vert.
But I remember, like I said, I remember watching this, fam. I remember watching y'all. I remember watching y'all pro day live. 'Cause they were like live streaming it or something. I remember being logged in. Oh no, yeah. I remember being logged in.
Yeah, it was live, and I think I
Yeah.
went 42 on the vert.
Yes,
That was the
bro.
first thing that turned me up. So I'm like, oh,
Bro was flying.
yeah, we going now. Yeah, we going now. So that's it don't take much for us to for us to get that juice going for get everything flowing. So that's what I do remember. Like I said, man, it was a great experience. I stayed with shout him out Bunchy Stallings. That boy
Me Juice.
he made some fried shrimp and I think some rice and beans the night before. But Jeff, listen to me. For X amount of months, however long the training was, I wasn't eating nothing fried. It was only like very clean. Like
And you ate it the night before?
the night before, cause I'm back. I'm like, man, I'm with my dog.
Yeah.
Like I'm back. It just cause that's what Bunchy was doing. We was
Yeah,
there.
yep.
So we we come in, man. I tried, Jeff. I had, I think, one fried shrimp. Man, my
Ooh, stomach was ready.
man, that thing was hurting. It was not ready.
I'm talking, it was ready to act up.
Oh,
Hey, stomach looked at me like, what this is right here? I ain't see you in a minute.
yeah. So bro, I remember that vivid. Man. That tore me up. I don't even know if I finished the meal. I don't even know if I finished.
Nah, you probably did.
Yeah, but then
Damn.
they early morning, then going out there and getting to it. But it was like I said, great experience.
Bro, who y'all had throwing to y'all?
Who was throwing? Man, bro, I can't even. The one Stevie. Did Stevie do pro day? Did Stevie?
Y'all about to say Stevie do pro day or Stevie retire? I know he ended up retiring. I don't know if he did pro day though.
I feel like he did pro day.
Mm,
I feel like he did pro day. I think it was Stevie.
yeah,
I couldn't imagine who else. I couldn't imagine who else it was. I think
yeah.
not 100% sure. Not 100% sure, but I know it was a good day. 100% with them routes on there. That what we do paint.
What?
I did not run a 4.2. I went 4.38. No, that was the fastest you
Bro, you slime.
Hey.
That would have put you top 10 in our class anyways.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that that felt good, and yeah, man, it was just a great day. Like you said, man, a kid in a candy shop. That type of feeling, that type of vibe right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
No, that's good. That's good stuff, man.
So tell me about your 4.2 though. Tell me about that. When you ran the 4.2, did you know that it was 4.2?
Man, so bro, let me tell you about that story. So bro, when I was training, the fastest time I got, and we had laser. The fastest time I had when I trained was a 4.25. That's the fastest I got, like when I was training, 4.25, bro. I was slide. But it's crazy but it's the crazy part, G. 'Cause, I was already fast, man. So while I was training at an XPE, you got to do the pretest. So when I did the pretest, I ended up getting the fastest time that XPE ever had out of all his athletes. My pretest, I ran a 4.31. That's what I came out the gate with. Like I ran a 4.3. I remember we had to run it twice. I ran a 4.31 the first time. Bro said, "Nah, you done. Like you ain't gotta run no more." He like, "Nah, you." And then he told me he was just like, "You had got the fastest time I ever had like on the pretest." So going into it, bro, I already knew I wanted to run 4.2 though. Like, I was just like, bro, if it ain't 4.2, then I ain't gonna play. It's a big disappointment. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
So okay, bro. So we get the pro day. So bro, I ain't gonna play, bro. My pro day was kind of wild because I'm doing a pro day with a Heisman Trophy winner. I got Mark Andrew. That's these boy. I had at least like three people on my pro day I was projected to go first round. So the amount of people that was at this pro day, fam, I'm talking about head coaches, GMs, all 32 teams. I'm talking about, bro. It was crazy, bro. Like, I ain't gonna feel like seeing who was the GM for the Broncos, man? The quarterback. Damn, he was Super Bowl winning quarterback. Why his name ain't coming to me? He played with Shannon Sharp and why his name not coming to me?
He the GM?
Yeah, he the GM or I think he the GM or like the president or something like that.
I don't know.
Oh, this is bad. I don't know my this is bad. I should know this man's name.
I was gonna say the head coach. No, the head coach.
Nah, it ain't the head coach. Super Bowl Broncos quarterback. What's his name, bro? My stupid John Elway, man. My bad. My bad, Mr. Hall of Famer. So I remember seeing John Elway at our pro day, like, bro, it was just crazy. So yeah, bro. So okay, so bomb, bro. So bomb. I ran my first 40, right?
Yeah.
And my receiver coach, he was around like all the coaches. You feel me? So I ran my first 40. He looked at me. He said, I ran a 4.33. Bro, I remember being so mad. G. I said, nah, that's my first one. I say, nah. I said, man, I'm in my head. I'm like, no. I said, no, that's too slow. I'm like, nah, that's too slow. I'm like, nah, that's too
You
slow.
ain't even excited. You not
No, I'm hot.
excited. Okay.
I'm hot.
You ran 4.31 at the pretest. So what we
Bro, I
doing?
ran 4.31 in preset and my fast time 4.25. Like, I'm playing. So, bomb, bro, fam. All I remember, I went back. I lined up. I do my little thing. I always had my chain. I put my chain in my mom. So it was like a test for me. I was just like, I gotta be like as relaxed as possible. So that'll stop me from like feeling like I'm like biting down. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, you feel me? It was like something that'll get me to just be relaxed when I'm running.
Okay.
So bro, I just remember, bro, I just shot out, and all I remember like as I'm running, I had like somebody in the back. Cause I remember I had a video. I had somebody in the background like, damn, like they were like, damn. So bomb. At that time, so bro, after that time, I ain't know what I read. So in OU in the indoor, but they got this big old screen that was like putting up our times.
Yep.
So bro, once everybody finished, they put the times up, and I remember I was talking to one of my teammates, and all of them he like, bro, you ran a 4.2. Look, so I look back, that bit 4.27 on the thing there, bro. After that, bro, that's when I went viral. I ain't gonna flex, bro. I like legit went viral that day. Like, I got a tweet from Twitter saying that you are currently trending
Fire.
on Twitter, bro. 'Cause I'm talking about everybody like just started like hitting me up, notification, all the networks, everybody like Judge ran 4.2. Like I said, I was the fastest time in our class. 'Cause I think the fastest time had to come out was like a 4.3 something. I don't know who. I think probably DJ Chart. Somebody ran it.
Oh, chart. Yeah.
So yeah, so yeah, bro. So that day was just like I said. That day was just after I ran 4. Then, bro, running routes with Baker. I'm talking about everybody in there, bro. Like I ain't gonna. It was just like that experience was just crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie. It was just crazy, like.
Like how does that feeling? What? How
Bro, it was just like I don't know. It was just like, but you know, like you said, bro, like a kid like running routes, that's easy for us. So that part was just easy. I was just like, I ain't really like, you know, it got to a point where I got the tongue. I'm like, man, you know, my like I gotta catch everything. Like my main thing, I like to make sure I catch every ball. Like that's my thing, and I ain't up, I did that. But like I said, it was just like, you know, it was I don't know, like I said, it was just grateful, bro, to just be able to do that in front of so many people. You know what I'm saying? Run around and stuff like that, but. You know, ultimately, it didn't benefit me the way that I thought it was gonna benefit me, you know what I'm saying, bro? Because I'm just like, cause bro, my process was crazy because Baker was looked at, you know, a number 1 overall pick. So when Baker was going through his journey, he only worked out for the top 4 teams that had the top 4 picks. So he had a private workout with all 4 teams. Guess who did the workouts with him on every single workout?
4K Jeff.
Me.
Fire.
And I think my other home, and then we had another receiver, Smallwood. So, bro, I did 4 private workouts with the top 4 teams. I'm talking about, bro, I went 4 straight workouts, catching everything. And then the crazy thing about it, bro, they just wanted to see how far he could throw. So, bro, I'm talking about Baker lobbing it, deep throws. And, bro, I'm running up under it like I'm catching, bro. Gee, I caught every ball, all 4 workouts. I'm like, I'm positioning myself like I'm doing it in front of the GMs and the coaches. Like I'm doing it in front of them. So I'm just like, and I'm in the draft. I'm just like, what more do y'all need to see? Like, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, what more do y'all need to see? And then you know, ultimately let you know how journey went. Like it went the way it went. But you know, bro, I was just very grateful to be able to just experience all that, bro. Like, I was just very grateful to be able to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Be a part of Baker's journey and becoming a number one overall pick, you know what I'm saying, and being able to like, I got to say, like, don't get me wrong, like, I was hanging around him when I was like, he was one of the few guys I was hanging around with during the season, but being able to hang around him during that whole process was kind of, you know what I'm saying, was cool, you know what I'm saying, bro? So,
I bet, yeah, whole different, yeah, whole.
bro, it was different. Like I said, it was different, man. I ain't gonna lie. It was like I said, when I look back at it, bro, it was just now it's a memory that I'm able to share on this platform, share with you, kind of how my whole process went and stuff like that. But again, yeah, pro day, bro, pro day was lit though. Like pro day was lit. Pro day was lit.
I remember what you saying that got me thinking about because ours wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't anybody just like skyrocketing, being drafted or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I remember Bud Pro Day.
Oh, Bud pro day was lit though with him and Z.
Yeah, they.
Yeah, that was I thought about to say. Yeah, that was like our first impression of the pro day.
Yep.
Yeah, bro, facts. Watching that, facts. Yes, bro, facts.
That was a good memory right there.
That was a good memory. Young, bro, we were youngest out there, bro. Looking out like, dang, cause Bud and them had everybody come out. Cause Bud ended up being the first round pick, so he had everybody come out like that. Joint was lit, bro. I was like, dang. First pro day looking at, I was like, dang, this on hard. I like, bro, this on fire. And then time flies, bro. I'm just like, sheesh. Like then it was our turn, and I like, now these boys just had theirs, man. I know them boys ain't not doing their thing. Shout out to my boy Fred. That boy son up the film. That boy's out there running good, clean routes.
Yeah, man. I wanted to shout out Fred his numbers because that boy went out there and did his big one.
Yeah, they give my boy Fred a shout out, man.
Yeah, shout out Fred, man. Fredo, man. He went out there and went 4-4.
Ooh.
Fastest time in the 40. He told us before that I think his fastest time he has clocked that before that was 4.5.
Yeah.
So man, he went out there and again I know that adrenaline was kicking. Everything else. The Lord was on his side, and you know what I mean. He was ready for the moment. He went 6.7 in the 3-cone. So 6.
Yeah, I think he said he had like the fastest time, bro. It was something that's crazy. 6.7 is rolling.
6.7 rolling. So that, up under that 6.9. So 6,
yeah,
7,
bro, 6.7 is sliding. I seen the video, bro. He jumped out. His little technique, whoever taught him that technique, helped out.
Yeah,
They be like jumped in there and came back. I was like, sheesh.
Yeah. So Fredo went in. Route, so now he is 100%.
Yeah.
5-10-5. He killed them too, but it was good. It was good to see him go out there and perform. Along with the rest of the guys. But we had that, that personal connection to Fred. Being able to get some work in with him while he was down here in the Sunshine State. So watching him go out there and chase his dreams, it was it was beautiful to watch. So shout out to you, man.
Shout out to man. Shout out to the rest of the cats on this journey, man, that y'all boys finna go through, man. Just know that, like, whatever happens, it doesn't define you in no any way, bro. You know what I'm saying? You was able to make it this long. Not too many people was able to do that. So, you know what I'm saying? Take it as is, and then use what you learned throughout your whole football career to elevate you in what else you got that God got planned for you for the rest of your life, bro. So again, this doesn't define you. Whatever happens after this moment, it doesn't define you, but just, use, the God-given talents and, what you was able to learn through football in your everyday life. That'd be my best advice.
Hey, I ain't got nothing after that. Amen. I agree.
Amen. It's a good one. We're gonna put out these Morgans.
Shout out to Morgan and Morgan. We know they for the people.
For the people.
Come on now.
And for college sports co.
Yes, sir.
Hey, what we doing, Juice, man?
We're gonna take them up. We're gonna take them cups up, and we know they ain't
never coming down.
Where they going, there?
So we gonna spread that juice all around.